What's up, risk managers? My name is Nasdaq Anonymous, and I'm addicted to the NQ. And boy, is she one hell of a drug. And welcome to tonight's NA meeting, where we'll discuss the economic data for the week, analyze today's session, and from that, build a winning game plan for tomorrow's price action. And if you haven't done so already, you can show your support by subscribing to the channel. And with that said, let's jump into the charts now. This is tomorrow's data, and be mindful that all times are in Central Time. And we have a small block of news scheduled for tomorrow, so let's jump into it. At 4:15, we have Fed Waller speaking. At 8:10, we had Fed Jefferson speaking. And finally, at 4:40, we have Fed Dolly speaking. And now that we know what to expect, let's jump into the charts and create a game plan for tomorrow's price action. This is the block of price action that we traded during today's stream, and today was definitely a trend day. And as I analyze the charts, I see about 3 clues that's going to be essential for helping us find the best trades going into tomorrow's stream. So let's jump into it. During the overnight session, the Nasdaq opened slightly bearish and traded 148 points to the downside into a previous area of support. However, once the bears failed to rotate price lower, the bulls stepped in and price rallied 529 points to the upside and seeing a 100-point rejection going into the close of the session. And based on this price action, this is what I'm going to be looking for. So, for my bullish thesis, if the bulls can maintain their control overnight, then I'll be watching the reaction when price trades back within a range between 360 and 370. Because this is the range where the bears broke structure to the downside going into the close of a previous session. And I do expect for passive sell orders to be resting around this area to sell the retest. But if they fail to regain control, then I'll be watching the reaction when price trades within a range between 395 and 415. However, for my bearish thesis, if the bears can regain their control overnight, then I'll be watching the reaction when price trades within a range between 130 and 120. Because this is the range where the bulls broke structure to the upside earlier in yesterday's session. And I do expect for passive buy orders to be resting around this area to buy the retest. But if they fail to regain control, then I'll be watching the reaction when price trades within a range between 2115 and 995. Now, for those that found themselves on the wrong side of the market today, I know personally how discouraging that can make you feel. But remember, every trader has faced this same challenge, but what separates profitable traders is their ability to use these moments to refine their strategies and to keep moving forward. But I'll be monitoring both markets overnight to identify the best trades as we go into tomorrow's stream. And in summary, the Nasdaq started off the session with a strong bearish move to the downside. The Nasdaq bulls aggressively bought the dip, fueled by the CPI release. And finally, the Nasdaq did see a double top rejection going into the close, so we could see a little move higher and possibly a deep pullback overnight. And that's all I have for tonight, risk managers. And you can watch us trade these concepts live by clicking this video. We'll see you there.